What if there were no countries? Imagine a world without borders, where people could freely move and settle anywhere they pleased. No passports, no visas, no customs checks, just one big global community. At first glance, it might seem like a utopian dream. No more wars fought over territory or resources, no more disputes about national sovereignty. Everyone would be a citizen of the world, with equal rights and opportunities regardless of where they were born. But let's think about this a bit more. How would things actually work in practice? Without countries, who would be in charge? How would laws be made and enforced? What about different languages and cultures? Maybe some kind of global government would emerge to coordinate things, but then you'd have the challenge of representing and balancing the interests of billions of people, and there's always the risk of that central authority becoming too powerful and oppressive. Or perhaps smaller local communities would self organize and cooperate with each other as needed. But then you might end up with a patchwork of different systems and standards that make travel and trade difficult. What about the economy? Without separate national currencies, we'd probably need some kind of universal global currency that could make financial transactions easier, but it would also mean losing the ability to use monetary policy to manage local economic conditions. And let's not forget about cultural identity. Many people feel a strong connection to their home country and take pride in their national heritage. Would we lose some of that richness and diversity in a borderless world? Or would new forms of community and belonging emerge? There are so many questions to consider. How would education systems work? What about healthcare, social services, environmental protection, defense against external threats? The truth is, countries serve important functions in organizing human societies. They provide a framework for governance, law enforcement, and public services. They help manage resources and coordinate economic activity. They give people a sense of shared identity and common purpose. That's not to say the current system of nation states is perfect. Far from it. There are plenty of problems with how countries interact and how some treat their own citizens, but completely eliminating countries would create a whole new set of challenges. Maybe a more realistic goal is to work towards greater international cooperation and more open borders, while still maintaining some level of national sovereignty. We could focus on addressing global issues together, like climate change and pandemics, while respecting cultural differences. In the end, the idea of a world without countries is an interesting thought experiment. It pushes us to question our assumptions about how society should be organized, but the reality would likely be far more complex and messy than we can imagine. So while it's fun to daydream about a borderless world, we're probably better off working to improve the system we have, building bridges between nations, fostering mutual understanding, and striving for peace and prosperity for all. That's a worthy goal we can pursue right now, with or without countries.